we got breaking news out of AT&T. This is a good one. Great article from Mike over at Light Reading. I'll leave a link to it in the description so you guys can check it out. So I've been warming you guys up to this. Members, you guys had insight on this. It's a done deal. The FCC voted to give 4.9 to 50 megahertz to AT&T in a vote that ended in 4-0. Verizon and T-Mobile reportedly lose 4.9 battle to AT&T's FirstNet. The FCC has reportedly voted 4-0 to allow FirstNet to administer a 50 megahertz chunk of spectrum in the 4.9 gigahertz band. According to one analyst, that will give AT&T a step up over its rival among public safety customers. So I want to be clear on that. Yes, from a dedicated spectrum perspective, AT&T will have a step up, right? Because they can dedicate 4.9 and they can dedicate band 14-700. But there's still competition to be had. I think if T-Mobile and AT&T, T-Mobile and Verizon, if they do sue the FCC on this ruling and they want it to go to Congress, I just don't see Congress overturning its own government authority, right? FCC is government and the FirstNet Authority is government. So I don't see that going anywhere, to be honest. So this spectrum is going to go to AT&T, whether T-Mobile and Verizon like it or not. They just did not want them to get it for free. That was the whole issue in the first place, in my opinion. But it's going to go to FirstNet. So FirstNet will have 2 spectrum bands that are specifically dedicated for first responders. Now, consumers will have access to the spectrum as well. That was another issue that Verizon and T-Mobile raised concern about. So, be that as it may, right? It's in an event of an emergency, that spectrum will be dedicated for first responders. If there is no emergency, or if it's not like a super huge emergency, the spectrum is going to go to AT&T consumers. But this is a headache that AT&T will have to deal with, right? They're going to have to deploy this. Yes, they're going to get it reimbursed by the government. They're going to have to get device support. Then they're going to have to get customers to upgrade into that support. They're going to have to upgrade first responder agency devices again. So that's a long battle for AT&T in itself that they will have to go through to get this spectrum in the hands of the consumer, at the handsets, I should say, and same with the first responder agencies. So that in itself is a battle, and a lengthy one. It's going to take time to get this done. I would say 2027, 2028, 2029, that's when we barely will start picking up traction on that, because it's going to take them a while to deploy this. They're not going to deploy it this year. They might start next year, the year after. They currently have a lot of resources going into the Nokia to Ericsson rips in terms of tower crews, right? There's only so many tower crews to go around. So I would say let them have it. Let them have it. Let them deal with that. If I'm Verizon and T-Mobile, I continue moving forward with what I got going on. T-Priority is still set to have a commercial launch this year. And, if I'm T-Mobile, I would say I'm in a better position regardless. I have the standalone core deployed where I can offer that network slicing for T-Priority. I have it deployed at a wider scale. I have more bandwidth on N41 than 4.9. So I would take that all day long. And same with Verizon. They're going to have the C-band deployed at a wider scale. They're going to have more bandwidth on that C-band. So let them enjoy the 4.9, right? It's for first responder agencies. Yes, it'll speed up their network, but they're going to have to deploy this. Like I said, they're going to have to get handsets into consumers. They're going to have to get support from Qualcomm for further aggregation. That in itself is something that they're going to have to deal with. So we'll see what happens. But for now, it's been officially voted on. The FCC did vote in a 4-0 vote that FirstNet would get the spectrum, and they are going to they're going to have fun deploying it now. I would say at least 2 to 4 years of just yearly deployment, getting the spectrum out there, the panels, the radios, and everything else, and more fiber now. You're going to have to upgrade to fiber backhaul because you have more spectrum on air. So let AT&T deal with that. Let them work through that. They're still deploying C-band and DoD, so they got a lot going on over there. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. Like, share, subscribe if you're new. Follow my social media outlets. This is Tyrone with Tech Life. See y'all in the next one. Peace.